Hey everybody, coming to you from cold southwest Florida. Damn, it's cold out here. It's about, let's say, 55 degrees out here, maybe lower, a little lower, and I'm friggin' freezing. I'm sitting here in a sweater, which I never wear, but I had to. It's a little too cold out here for my warm blood. Anyhow, I'm coming to you with a sauce review from a friend of mine in the UK. His name is Brian Mackey. His YouTube tag is Aeon38, and I'll put the link down in the bottom, of course. He made a sauce, and he wanted to get my opinion on it, and he went to the trouble of sending it here from the UK, which is not cheap, and it's nice for him to go to the trouble of doing it. So I'm going to give him a good review and give an honest opinion of what I think of his sauce. His sauce is called Fallen Angel, and that's what it looks like. It's a really interesting sauce. It's got some stuff in it I've never put in a sauce. Well, one thing specifically is chocolate. I just think I will put it in a sauce eventually when I find a place to put it. I almost put it in the scorched steak sauce, and I didn't do it, but I ended up going with coffee. But anyhow, I think it's interesting. I thought I'd give this a try tonight, even though it's freezing out, but I know he's been waiting, and it's been a few days since I had it, so no better time than the present. I'm actually shaking inside. Hopefully this will warm me up. I got a feeling it will. I have not tried this yet. I wanted to wait and just give a first impression. Let me read these ingredients real quick. Let's see. I better put the cap back on. It is fresh orange habaneros, boot jolokia, aji lemon, tomatoes, red onion, garlic, cumin, plain chocolate, chocolate grappa, salt, and black pepper. Chocolate grappa is a liqueur, a chocolate liqueur. I had to actually look that up. I've never heard of it. I don't drink any. I haven't drank in 20 years, so that's probably why. I haven't heard of any of the new good stuff out there. So anyhow, let's give this a little shake. That's that. Oh, and he sent me a note and said, actually missing on the label was apple cider vinegar and lemon juice. So that's in there also. So let's see, it's got a pretty good consistency, nice and thick. Look at my hand shaking. Damn. It's really kind of nice and thick and smooth. Almost looks like chocolate. Wow. Well, that's a mouthful. Wow, it smells like apple. It smells like apple butter, to be exact. Wow, here we go. Oh, it's got some twang to it. The vinegar's really got a twang. And there is some chunks in it. It looked perfectly smooth, like smooth chocolate, but there is some chunks in there. It's got a nice bite to it too. Well, that's burning a trail of warmth right down. Hopefully that'll stop me from sitting here vibrating. Oh shit. Got me hiccuping. Hopefully that goes away. Oh, it's good. It's sweet. Not overly sweet, but it's got a sweetness to it. And the initial taste is apple. Exactly like it smelled. Apple and kind of a smoky. That's got to be the chocolate I'm tasting. So just a slight hint of smokiness to it, almost like the deep taste of dark chocolate. If I can get rid of these hiccups. My mouth is burning pretty good. I don't taste the boots. I can't taste that in there. That's a pretty prevalent taste. I do taste the habanero though. Can't really taste the Aji lemon. But part of that burn feels kind of like that, where it gets your cheeks and kind of stings. I think the boot is in my throat though. Holy crap. Feel that. Right there. Nice steady glow. It's not painful. It actually feels pretty good. It's a nice glowing burn. It's warming up my whole throat. Needs to get right down here, so I stop shaking. It's freaking freezing out here. Can't really taste the cumin too much. Just barely, which is good because I don't think it would be good if it was stronger. It's pretty darn good. I would say, he asked me for any tips to possibly improve it. I think it's really good, Brian. This is really close to being perfection, I think. It's really a neat flavor. The apple is in there really strong, but I think it needs to have a little bit of sugar or probably a little more chocolate just to taste it. I think it's a cool ingredient. I think it'd be cool to have a little more flavor of it in there so you could actually tell it was really chocolatey in there. I think it would fit, and that extra sugar from the chocolate would help counteract that bitterness in there. Not bitterness, that's not what I meant to say. Acidity. It'll help counteract the acidity of the vinegar, which is a good flavor. It's got kind of an apple buttery flavor without the cinnamon. Same flavor. But that'll help counteract that bite on your tongue when you first put it in, how sour and acidic it tastes. But which a lot of sauces have. I mean, you have to use vinegar, you have to use lemon juice, you have to use some sort of preservative to get the pH down, so you're kind of stuck with it. You got to deal with it, and that's the way I deal with it, is to always put a little sugar in. Even if you don't want a sweet sauce, it just helps take that feeling of acidic twang on your tongue, as I call it. The only other thing I would do is probably add a little more salt, just to bring the flavors up of the other stuff, of the red onion and the tomato, and just to kind of boost them up. Everybody's kind of afraid of salt, but salt is a flavor enhancer, and it's going to boost any flavor you have in there. It's going to be stronger, as long as you don't put too much where you actually taste the salt. That's when it starts getting kind of nasty and hard to eat. Even though on food, I've noticed, and everybody notices, that you can taste it out of a bottle with a spoon, which isn't really the way you're supposed to eat it, but it's a great way to get a taste of the flavor punches. But when you put it on food, it's not as strong, it's not as hot, and the flavors get muted by whatever you're eating. So you put it on chicken kind of drowns out everything. It's really got to have some punch to it to spice up the chicken. So when a sauce is really strong in the bottle, I don't really think that's always a bad thing, because on food it could be incredible. Well, I'm going to leave it at that. There's a couple tips for you, Brian, if you choose to follow them. That's just my personal opinion. Everybody has their likes and dislikes, what they want in the sauce, but if I was sitting here testing it and tweaking it like I do on my sauces, I'll sit there for hours and change them. Wait till the next morning and it's cooled off, taste it again, completely add new ingredients and change it again, just because it's not quite perfect. But I'm sitting here vibrating, so I'm gonna go. Holy crap, back into the warm house. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you.